The first in the world on-camera monitor with a built-in battery. As you can tell guys, I don't have any MPF batteries on it or any other cables aside from the HDMI. So let's take a closer look. What's good guys, my name is Oleg Nikitin and you're watching No Limits On channel, and this is the Feelworld P6XL, and it's not only having the built-in battery and can work with it for about 2 hours at maximum brightness, but also it has a very nice kit for only $200. So let's dive deep into it. And now let's take a closer look at the monitor. It's a 6-inch panel, it's made out of aviation grade aluminum, and also it has a 1/4-inch thread and the USB Type-C charging port on the bottom, 9 volts 2 amps. And also we have the power button, headphones jack, HDMI in, and the USB Type-C for firmware update on one of the sides. And on the back we only see the portion with the cooling fan, and the cooling fan is adjustable from 1 to 5 steps, and you can simply turn it off completely, and at stage 5 you can hear this fan, but at 1 you simply don't hear it. The monitor weighs only 333 grams and it's super lightweight, especially considering that I'm using most of my on-camera monitors with the NPF 970 batteries that are about 200-250 grams only for the battery, so this one is a really great addition if you have it like so. It means that the Feelworld monitor is the best choice if you want to get as light as possible for your run and gun scenarios. And also this monitor, while working at 100% brightness and charging simultaneously, draws about 17 watts of power, and you can see the battery status indicator on the top right. Here are the full specs of this monitor, you can pause the video if you're interested. Also guys, keep in mind that this monitor is a 1080p monitor and it can accept the video signal at up to 4K 30, but if you want to shoot at 4K 50 or 4K 120 frames per second and see the image on the monitor itself, you have to go into the settings of your camera to HDMI output settings and then dial in the resolution to 1080p, and you'll be shooting in 4K 50 or 120. And then you'll see the image right here in 1080p, and since this monitor is a 1080p monitor, you won't see any differences between the 4K signal being sent to the monitor and the 1080p signal. The kit is outstanding. You get the camera mounting system, an Allen key, USB Type-A to USB Type-C adapter, a power adapter for 5 volts 3 amps. You also get a charging cable about 1.5 meters of length, USB Type-A to USB Type-C, and a little sticky strip for cable management. Also in the kit you'll find this pretty cool bracket which has 1/4-inch threads and 3/8 threads right here, and also the bolt and an Allen key, and this pretty neat strap which you can use to mount the power bank straight to the monitor itself. Or you can use it to mount different accessories to the monitor, so it's a pretty cool design right here, and you can easily attach a power bank. This one is definitely overkill for this system, but it simply works like so. Also in the kit you'll find not 1 but 2 HDMI cables, the full-size HDMI and the micro HDMI, and finally you'll find a special plastic bracket which has a sticky surface, and you can attach the foldable plastic sun hood to the monitor, and the monitor itself is 1200 nits, so you won't have any major issues shooting outdoors with this monitor. And now let's walk through different settings of this monitor and how to use it. If you swipe from the left side, you'll change the brightness in 1% increments, and then if you swipe from the right side, you'll change the volume in the headphones. If you double tap on the screen, you'll enter the menu, and here we have different tabs like Assist tab, Marker tab, Image tab, User option, and System settings. Then let's go to the Assist tab first. Here we have my favorite mode, which is the all waves. You can toggle it on or off, and it is showing you the image plus the vectorscope, the audio, the histogram, and the RGB parade all in one screen, and it's a great mode to work with. The next tab is the waveforms, and we have 3 different kinds of waveforms. We have the RGB and 2 other ones, and you can also change the transparency of those, as you can tell from the screen, and also you can change the X position and the Y position of those, and you can do it with most of the waveforms, vectorscopes, histograms, etc., but you cannot move it on the screen with your finger. The next thing is the vectorscope. It's a pretty classic vectorscope, and you can readjust the position of it. And what's even cooler is that you can enable different tools, and you can customize the position and have multiple tools on the screen at the same time. The next tool is the histogram, and we have 3 different variants of the histogram, and you can also readjust the position of Y and X axis. Next we have the classic focus peaking. We have 3 different colors, the red, the green, and the blue, and different values of the peaking. The next tab is the audio waveforms, and you can also readjust the position of the waveform, and it means that you can highly customize this monitor, which is a great thing. Next we have the classic zebra pattern, and you can change the threshold of the zebra. And then we have the check field function with red, green and blue colors, and also the black and white color. And then we have two types of false color and the legend on the right. We have the normal false color and the airy false color if you prefer this one. Then if we go to marker tab, we have the grids, and we have 2x2s, 3x3s, etc. And we can also customize the color, and we can also go into the custom mode and add a lot of rows or columns just for your likings. It's a great customizability here. Up next we have the regular safe zones like 80%, 9x16 or 235:1, and we can change the color of those as well. We have the center marker, and you can change the color from 6 different colors. And then we have the ratio markers like 2.85:1 for example, and you can readjust the transparency of the lower and upper parts of the image. Up next we have the anamorphic desqueeze, and we have the most popular ones like 1.33x, 1.6x, 2x, but also if you enable the user one, you can adjust it in multiple ways and dial in the exact squeeze factor of your anamorphic lens. Up next we have the flip image, and you can flip it vertically, you can flip it horizontally, you can mirror the image. And to be honest guys, not all the monitors have this function for some reason, and I'm really glad to see this one here. Up next we have the zoom function, and we can zoom into 2x, 5x, even 16x, and you can dial in the user zoom in function as well. And don't forget guys that the pinch to zoom functionality, same as you do with your iPhone for example, is also working with this monitor. In the user option tab we have the LUTs tab. You can upload the LUTs through the USB Type-C using the adapter which is in the kit, and you can disable or enable the LUTs. Then we have the HDR mode. You can use it with HLG 1, 2 or 3, or you can disable it if you don't shoot HDR content. Then we have the display adjustment. You can readjust the backlight, the brightness, the contrast, the saturation and the tint of the monitor. If it's not coming out of the box with the color that you like, you can readjust it right here. But my particular copy of this monitor was great in terms of the colors and the contrast. I didn't have to adjust anything, it was just spot on. The next tab is color adjustment. Here are the color presets like 5600 Kelvin, 6500 Kelvin, or the user, in which you can adjust the red, the green and the blue channels to dial in the color. And finally, in the system settings, we have the user switchable modes. It means that if you give this monitor to another person and this person customizes the monitor, you can simply save your custom preset, your user preset, and then when you take it back, you can simply hit the user preset and all of your functions, your waveforms, histograms, etc. will be already preset. Up next we have the languages, up to 10 different languages. Also the OSD transparency mode of the monitor itself, you can customize it here as well. We have the volume adjustment, the cooling fan adjustment, which can be turned on or off, and it's pretty much silent on 1 and 2, and you can use the shotgun microphone, but on level 5 you can slightly hear it. And finally, you can reset the monitor and update the firmware. In terms of the functionality, this Feelworld monitor is simply outstanding. It has all the features, the bells and whistles that I wish to have in my on-camera monitor, but I only have 3 main complaints to this monitor. And the first is that the only powering option is the USB Type-C, and it's located on the bottom of the monitor. I wish it was on the side of the monitor because I have to use the angle cable to work with it properly with my camera when it's on camera actually. The second con is that it doesn't have the HDMI out port. For some scenarios I would love to see an HDMI out port, but usually guys, to be honest, I don't use it, so it's like a minor thing. And the third thing is that this monitor can only be controlled with the touchscreen, and it doesn't have any customizable buttons on top of the monitor, which can be a little tricky in some situations, especially if you shoot in colder environments and you are wearing gloves. So this is the third con. But other than that, this monitor is really outstanding. For short shoots or studio shoots, it's simply a no-brainer, and sometimes I do prefer to have lighter setup like here and have a power bank in my pocket like this one, and then a little cable to power this up. So in my opinion, this monitor for $200 and such a great kit is getting highly recommended. And if you did enjoy this video, smash the like and subscribe buttons and hit the notifications bell. And right here, I have another monitor review for you to watch next. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.